Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Busy.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
So what brings in this little brown baby?
Oh, well, I don't know. I just had a baby. This is my first baby, and they told me I had to bring him in for like a checkup. Don't really know what's going on.
Okay.
What are you checking for exactly?
I have to take his clothes off because people like to beat children.
Oh,
Okay.
And y'all look like party people, and y'all look like, you do little things to children that's like inappropriate.
well, that's kind of rude.
Okay.
What makes you think that?
You're in a tank top at a doctor's visit.
You're in a scrub top.
You're a rude little girl. You're a very young little girl. I can tell it that.
Could you explain what you're doing to my son?
I am listening to your son's lungs, if this is your son.
Well, you're so rough. He's so new.
Listen, I'm just trying to get this day started. Done. I've been doing this all day, and I just gotta make sure.
Oh my goodness. You're so worried about having bruises on the baby, and you're gonna bruise him.
Please don't tell me how to do my job. I've been a nurse for 97 years.
90?
I'm 140. Don't act as if you can tell me how to do my job. And you're being very sarcastic, Mr. Stu-Ped.
Listen, I'm going to give you another minute and a half, and I'm taking my baby out of here.
This is not your baby, and it will be theft, and I will call the police.
You want my phone?
You're rude.
I think we need to find a new practice.
All right, I think we're going to get out of here.
That's theft, sir.
I'm leaving.
Excuse me.
Come on.
Take your young wife and get out of here then. I'm calling the police. I think she's a runaway. Goodbye.
Don't listen. Don't listen.
Okay, I'll have those lab tests for you. I just put some requisitions again. Okay. All right, thank you. Bye.
Hi. We have a small problem.
Okay, what's going on?
Oh my god, our nurse was so rude to us.
Unacceptable.
Really?
Yes, she was rough. I'm thinking about pressing charges.
Absolutely terrible.
What nurse was this?
I don't remember her
I
name.
don't remember her name.
Our nurses here are really good. I'm really shocked.
Oh my god, if she walked in here, I could point her out.
You think they're good?
Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible. Oh my goodness.
I don't.
I'm
So,
offended. And then she insulted the complexion of my baby because, my husband, he's a little on the brighter side.
Okay,
You know?
well, that was unacceptable. But what I'm saying here is our practice has really good nurses, and I'm really shocked.
Horse hockey! Give me a new nurse!
Okay.
Don't holler at her like that, sir. Let's go. You are out of here.
Nope.
Get
I
out
want
of
a new
here.
nurse.
That was her.
I just need a new nurse.
That was
Well, our
her.
nurses are very busy.
Okay, but do you see?
Yeah. We'll put you on the nurse.
I hope it's today because we live really far.
Sweetheart,
Okay.
please just deal with this. I can't take it anymore.
All right.
I'm
I'm gonna
leaving.
call.
Okay. All right.
Hello?
Thank you.
I'll be out there in a minute.
Okay.
Hi, may I please speak with Dr. Natalie? I need her to come in for an appointment with the newborn. 20 minutes? Can you have 20?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. She said she'll wait.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. She'll be here in 20 minutes.
Thank
I'm sorry.
you.
Hi, come on in. My name is Natalie. This is Sana. We'll be your nurse today. Let's go to the room. So Sana's going to perform a head to toe on the baby.
Okay.
And I'm here to comfort you. If you have any questions, I'll help you out and walk you through the process.
Okay, thank you.
We're really sorry about what happened before.
Can you just put the baby here, please?
Thank you. Okay. I'm just gonna start by taking his clothes off, okay?
Why do you have to take his clothes off?
Well, just to get accurate measurements.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna start with his length and circumference of the head.
Does his head look too small? Can it be too small or too big?
Natalie can answer your questions while I'm doing the head to toe.
It's very important to measure the growth of the baby's head because in the first 2 years of their life is where they grow 80% of the measurements that they should grow. And different signs and symptoms and measurements can lead and give us examples of abnormalities. Like if the baby's head is too small, if the baby's head is too big than it should be, as expected, then it could be a sign that something's going wrong. So we always want to make sure that our measurements are up to date and that everything is going as expected.
Okay.
So it's just routine.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take his temperature now.
Now when you take the baby's temperature at home, it's important to always try to do it through their rear end because that's the most accurate reading temperature.
Are you serious?
I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's not abnormal. It's something, it does not hurt the baby. It's normal. They'll just feel like they have to poop and we'll get the best reading. We'll know if something's wrong with the baby or something is not. So don't be too alarmed. We'll show you later how to do that.
So are his measurements and temperature and everything normal?
Yeah, everything is within normal limits. I'm just gonna be listening to his heart for a minute. And as I'm doing that, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask the nurse.
Yeah, everything seems to be normal. He isn't having any complaints. Today's visit is just a normal baby wellness checkup.
I feel like he breathes like really fast all the time. Is that normal?
Well, that's normal for babies. They always seem to be breathing, they're nose breathers, so they breathe a little bit faster than an adult would. But that's normal
okay.
with children.
Okay, I'm gonna be listening to the lungs now, okay?
Okay.
We're gonna do the front and then we're gonna do the back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of hold him to his side and then do his back.
It's important for us to check the skin because babies can be just not as conscious as we normally are. They can, by accident, scratch themselves or harm themselves, and we just want to make sure there aren't any bleeding, there aren't any marks that we should be worried about. So that's what Simon's doing now.
Yeah.
Why does he still have that like soft spot in his head?
That's normal with babies. He's still pretty young, so we always want to be mindful of that, that soft spot. But after a couple months or so, it'll harden up and normalize.
Yeah, because I'm so scared to touch his head.
Yeah,
While
you
I'm
have to be
washing
very
his
careful
hair.
with touching it. It's
I'm
very
just gonna
sensitive.
listen now to his bowel functions, so just to see that everything's going down there as like good, and just everything's going through. As I listen, I can tell that. And everything seems very good so far, so don't be worried.
Okay.
Okay. So far so good. Okay, now I'm gonna do his blood pressure.
Now, even though babies' respirations are high, their blood pressure tends to be low. But like I said, there are normal limits that we look for, and if there aren't anything we should worry about, then we just continue on.
So maybe he won't be on medicine or anything, would he?
That's something the doctor will determine, but as long as everything is within its normal limits and as expected, then you should have nothing to worry about. If there were any abnormalities, the doctor would be discussing those with you.
Okay.
Now
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just doing his capillary refill.
What does that mean?
Well, that's to make sure that his circulation is adequate. By checking the capillary refill, she softly presses the nail beds of the baby or the where the nail meets the skin, and that lets us know that there's adequate circulation in his limbs, which is actually a good thing.
Oh, okay. I thought you just wanted to play with his toes or something.
No. And as I was doing all this, I wrote everything down so I can show the provider, and everything looks to me within normal limits, but we have to show the provider everything. But to me, everything looks fine.
So you're not concerned? Like, is
I'm
he
not
overall
concerned.
healthy?
No. Yes, he is.
I'm a first-time mom, so I'm so nervous.
No, everything is fine. As long as you come in for his checkups, I can put his clothes back on. I also took his weight and height, and they're within normal limits. So if anything isn't, the provider will give you a call and you'll have to come back in. But I can see that everything is fine.
You're so much better than that other nurse. Oh my God, thank you.
We are glad
so
to
much.
hear that. Once again, we're sorry for that bad experience. We're going to strive hard for that to never happen
You should
again.
fire her.
And we will take better care of your child from here on out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
can
so
take your
much for
baby
your
now.
time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In today's video, we demonstrated a newborn's first doctor's visit, also known as well baby visit. A head to toe was performed on the baby. And one of the most important tests that are performed on newborns is called the APGAR test. That acronym stands for Appearance, Pulse, Grimace, Activity, and Respirations. The American Pregnancy Organization on their website explains what the APGAR test is and what it entails. This test is performed following birth, recorded at 1 minute and then at 5-minute increments. And this just wants to ensure that the baby is healthy, doesn't need any emergent attention, and that everything is going as it should. This measures the baby's color, the heart rate, the reflexes, the muscle tone, and respirations. The heart rate should not be fewer than 100 beats because this displays that the baby is not very responsive. If the heartbeat is more than 100 beats, this explains that the baby is a very vigorous baby, which is a good thing. Respirations are at score number 1. It means that the baby is weak. If respirations are at score number 2, that means the baby has good lungs, good respirations, and a really good crack. If the muscle tone is at 1, that means the muscle tone is weak. And if the muscle tone is scored at a 2, it means the baby has active motion and good strength that a baby should have. The same with the reflexes. 1 means bad, 2 means good, excuse me. So if the baby only grimaces slightly during painful or difficult stimulation, that means that the baby does not have good reflexes. But if the baby coughs, cries, or shows any reaction appropriate, that means the baby scored as a 2 and it's active and appropriate reflexes. Same with color. 1 means bad, 2 means good. So if there's no color in the hands or feet, that means that the baby needs more attention. But if the baby is pink throughout the body, maybe even a little bit red, that means you have a very healthy baby.
The ATI maternity textbook explains how a newborn can encounter 2 types of problems. It is hypothermia and hypothermia. Hyperthermia is when the temperature raises above normal, causing the infant to have a fever. Hypothermia is when the temperature drops well below normal, which causes the infant to have cyanosis, and they both show the baby having a weak or issue with their crying. This is why it's important to maintain thermal regulation, because they both are severe, they both can have dire consequences. So it is very important to maintain the thermal regulation.
You don't have to be so mean. If you want to leave, why don't you go? Right before she walks away, I'm pretty sure I hear her say adios.